Hey, thanks for listening to Rhythm and Pixels Radio.
Alright, another day, some more Dread Delusion. So, yesterday, we're in a mass yawn. So, yesterday, we pretty much, I'm pretty sure we did like a huge chunk of the Clockwork Kingdom area. And we got 3 quests, and each of those 3 quests had us go over to the Corrupted Zone. And each of those 3 quests gave us 3 ways of doing it, all of which is the same password to get past the same area. So that is where we are. Now, I picked the direction and went there because I was trying to find a save-up room, and it looks like we're heading down the main plot path right now. But don't worry, there's plenty of Corrupted Lands to do in between all that. We only just reached it, so that is where we're picking up today. Because I've been looking forward to this for a while. Because I really did enjoy Dread Illusion yesterday. It's been the writing and everything has been getting really, I mean, it has been really good. This has been quite an enjoyable game to play. Also, a little bit earlier, they had the PlayStation State of Play that was out, and there was some okay stuff in there. I know there's a new Tomb Raider game coming, and I do have like there were 2 newer. At least 2. I don't know if there's a third. I have at least 2 of them. Of the newer Tomb Raider games, and I've had them just floating around my collection for quite a while, so maybe I'll give one of them a stream soon, actually. That'd be a good way to... That'd be a good kind of like an action game that's like a little bit of stealth, a little bit of action, and it has some adventure in it as well. That's not an RPG. So I can do everything else to be RPGs and be like, well, I had a non-RPG in there somewhere. Hello, flesh bag. Alright, so we need to find whatever our friend did with our mercenary captain. So we can get his memories back, because the Clockwork King stole his memories and is making him think he's someone else, which is apparently a common thing for the Clockwork King to do. He's yoinking people's memories out of their heads and making them forget who they are. let alone teleporting them into pocket dimensions, which is apparently another one of his favorite pastimes. Although I don't know if it is the Clockwork King who's doing it, or maybe it's the Sunil guy is making the king do things. Because the king was trying to communicate with us or anyone through old telephones. So it might be out of his way. Okay, I've read that one last time. I mean, I guess I can do that, right? And by I guess, I mean I can definitely do that. Let's go to equipment. Let me actually put my throwing knives back on. There we go. I don't really need them, but maybe 2 charge attacks and a throwing knife. I mean, I have 192. I might as well use them for something, right? Every time I see the giant eyes, I think, oh god, it's an enemy. And he goes like, nope, it's just part of the game. Lost a regular guy. Damn, not enough lore. Well, if I don't have enough lore for either of these, I'm going to have to open it the old-fashioned way. Which, I think I can just smash it, because it looks broken to me. Emberian spectacles. Ancient spectacles that highlight lore objects. These Emberian eyeglasses are remarkably well preserved. Cipher magic has been engraved into their intricate mechanisms to reveal magical objects that could be manipulated. Neat. So if you're not sure if there are any, that will definitely light them up for you. But then you need enough skill to at least activate them, which I do not. So if there's one thing I said about this game before that I'll say again. Okay. There it is. Maybe no. Finish them off. This is basically the same music that they've been using this entire area, no matter where we go. It would have been nice if this particular area, since it's a main plot, would have had like a little bit extra to it. Like something a little bit new. Because it's basically been the same music in each zone in an entire area, not even just like in an area in the zone. Triangle key, a heavy key with a triangular pin. Found in the corrupted city of Progress in the Clockwork Kingdom. Well, we got the key, now we just need the door. I'm gonna guess it's for this. But maybe not. Yes, I have more throwing knives than I started with before I started using them. Okay, that's funny. Machine gun throwing knives. Pew, 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 pew. Is there a range enemy blasting, or is that just... no. Alright, let's go back to the church. a delusion, and restoration. Ooh, good. More glorious silk. In case I do actually get some more robes or something I want to wear. Damn right. Oh, yeah. Just more throwing knives. Yes, refined ore. Refined fine ore. I had an extra re in that fine. And an ed as well. Oh no, my lockpicks. I'm one short now. Door needs a key. Okay, so we got a special key, but not this special key. Maybe that's a diamond and not a triangle. Is this an entrance? Ooh. Yes, yes. Give me the secrets. Made it. So that's where we started. So another one with a triangle on it. I mean, do I? Yeah, might as well, right? Door is barred from the other side. That's definitely something we can activate to move. This is just a dead end this way. I generally wonder how many health potions do I actually have? I think I have probably at least 70 by now. 54. Okay, I overestimated, but I was sitting at 54 health potions. Aha. Ah, well, that's open at least. Yeah, that I still don't have the key for. That, assumably, is also going to open from the other side, yeah. Dear Sis, I am once again dictating this letter to Fee Faisal And if he fucks, I mean screws it up, you must tell me, and I will box his ears. Probably you will never get this, but it makes me feel better to imagine you reading it, so here goes nothing. Thank you for asking about all the guns that the king was having us make. I still think the king is preparing for war, but if even your machinist friend doesn't ken about it, then maybe I am just talking shite. Unfortunately, since your last letter, we have bigger problems, and I fear we are royally fucked. I mean, screwed. I reckon you have probably heard about corruption, even though we are not supposed to talk about it. Well, now this whole town is full of it, and nobody is allowed to live. The royal factor plus most of the machinists are dead. Apart from that, we cunt Pew spelt Pug, who was always hanging around in the factory getting in the way. Now he's locked himself in seed with all the militia and isn't letting anyone in. We've turned the schoolhouse, aka the old god's temple, into a meeting place, and we locking anyone who gets cursed inside their house and boarding up the door and painting it with a magic symbol. Some try to fight us, but most say it is fair enough. I am keeping track of our supplies and running a regular talent show to keep spirits up, but I am always getting grumpy at people because I feel like shite all the time, even though everyone thinks I am some kind of leader. I wish you were here so you could show me that breathing thing that I said was stupid. I had better go because there is shouting, which probably means I have to calm someone down by threatening to headbutt them, or maybe saying they're there. I suppose to may never learn my letters now, but I promise that if I don't die, I will sit down with you and let you teach me, and only call you a cunt if you get really first rated. If I get really first rated. Louv Zainab spelled Zaynab. You know what? We'll take a nap. There we go. Get that stamina back where it belongs. Alright. I did like the part where if he was saying the same word again, he kept spelling it the same way that he thought it was spelled. So he was trying to spell it properly. Just not good enough. Okay, so yeah, this is the triangle key we picked up before. And we need to find a diamond key for the other gates. Yay, more throwing knives. There we go. Secret door's open. Throwing knife machine gun. Too bad you don't know what an angle is, sucker. I do. Oh, yeah, I didn't need a... smash. Official record of junior comatologist Pugh. To whom it may concern, my name is Gavelkind Pugh, junior comatologist of the Guild of Machinists, an acting royal factor of the Township of Progress. Let this document serve as my official record of the town's final days and of my role in them, so that my colleagues may judge and learn. I shall pick up directly from Senior Comatologist Pinsky's last report to the King of Month 1st, Day 31, shortly after invoking emergency powers and putting the town under quarantine. S.C. Pinsky was himself taken by the corruption, leaving me, at the unripe age of 23, as the most senior and indeed only machinist at the scene. At that time, I was certain that the Clockwork King would be preparing a rescue force, despite my senior's warnings to the contrary. I therefore reasoned that the survival of the guild personnel possessing vital intelligence about this new form of corruption was paramount. To that end, I ordered the militia to fortify the factory compound and bar access to the townsfolk, lest they bring the curse within our walls. Initial descent was peaceful. A lathe operator named Zeynep Muir negotiated with me through the fence, detailing the citizens' impromptu quarantine methods. From early reports of the corruption, I knew that these safeguards were faulty, or were fatally incomplete. But I did not share this information because it had been restricted by the king, and I feared punishment if I survived. By halfway through month 2, the citizens were desperate. Having been progressively forced to abandon most of the town, there were several attempts to break into our compound, and I authorized our acting militia captain, in truth a young corporal, to take all necessary measures. Meanwhile, I continued my attempts to establish contact with the king, such as by modifying the factory exhaust chimneys to flare at regular intervals. On month 2, day 41, I learned there would be no rescue. Its Majesty had finally pondered the S.C. Pinsky message, and its new orders, still addressed to him, were to stay put and prevent anyone escaping. Since I have nothing left to lose by being frank, I will plainly state that this plunged me into a deeper despair than I have ever known. When the townsfolk at last battered down the doors, they found me in the foreman's office, trying to summon the will to drive a sword into my guts. It was Citizen Muir who saved my life. In her own robust fashion, she persuaded me that I was better off using my knowledge of cipheristry and the king's machines to help refortify the compound, and hold out as long as we could. I was relieved to shrug off my now purely theoretical authority and submit to a more collective form of leadership. To our credit, we lasted another 35 days. On the 36th day, our fences bubbled like boiling water, and every word we tried to say came out as incomprehensible song. The corrupted swarmed in, and most of us died, including Citizen Muir. The survivors retreated to the main gunnery tower, leaving behind the bulk of our uncontaminated food. Several conclusions follow from these events. Firstly, I recommend that Fontaine Pinsky and Zeynep Muir be posthumously named Heroes of the Clockwork Kingdom, and that the citizen of Progress collectively receive the royal commendation for patriotic labor. Secondly, I recommend that a committee be formed to investigate the reasons for this disaster, and that all junior machinists receive additional training in emergency leadership. Finally, I implore my colleagues to ponder the wider lessons of my fate. Given the limited information available to me at the time, my decisions were understandable. Yet I am haunted by what might have been. With the factory's compound extensive cipher warnings, it is possible, albeit unlikely, that a late group of uncontaminated townsfolk could have held out against the curse long enough to be rescued. Where would we be now, had I trusted them earlier? or if we had trusted all citizens with proper information from the beginning. The fall of progress must prompt us to question every assumption we take for granted. The corrupted are hammering on our door, on our walls and shutters. Our voices are drowned by the cacophony of hundreds of limbs on metal. I must forego further reflections and take my place among the defenders, to fight and die together as citizens of progress. Long live the king. Gavelkind Pugh, junior cosmetologist, or comatologist. Century 0, year 24, month 3, day 29. Okay, but yeah, so good. Well, at least you didn't have to realize the king never would have came for you at anyway. You would have been alive just for me to show up, maybe. Square key. Okay. Well, I guess the diamond is just a square on its side, so you know what? It actually makes sense. I am not. Been up here or down there? Was that down there? I was not. Give me. My throwing knife times 2. Yeah, I got throwing knifed. Okay, it's fun going back to throwing knives again. I am somehow still getting more than I've thrown. And my throwing of knives has been described as machine gunning. Come on, guys. You could have held out against their assault. All you need to do is backpedal at the right time. It's not that hard. Yeah, throwing knife. You know you have a bow now. I do? What? Oh, yeah, that's right. They can throw the cleavers and it makes them bleed. I remember that. It was like in the Chinese update. What do you mean, strength 9? How dare you? Good thing my hat lets me talk very well. Ooh, Emberian ore. Is that my first piece of Emberian? It is. The Emberians, through some long-lost process, fabricated metals far stronger than any naturally occurring ore. So this is one of several doors that I know we can use this key on. Key on. Apply directly to the keyhole. Key on. Apply directly to the keyhole. So this special one up here, which is probably another bonus item. Or maybe the main item, who knows? Rare Ring of Health, plus 80 health. Boost the health of the wearer significantly. A genuine health ring from ancient Thwith, expertly restored by a master jeweler. Despite its age, the potency of its enchantment is a testament to the advanced magic of the Surface Kingdoms. Hell yeah, alright. Let's see, we've got Ring of Stone Skin, improves defense. Ring of Sturdiness. Greatly reduces damage from blocking. You mean that thing I don't do? Yeah. That's what I thought. I'll take 80 health. God damn. Alright. Ladies love a big red bar. Okay, let's see. Alright, so that door over there needs to be opened up. Another phone. Also, isn't there a... I think that there is a passage in here somewhere. Like, is there a way into this building? Because it looks like that can... Like it had like a secret door that I could have opened. But I'm trying to get in that one. But we can't just use the key on this one. Music box cylinder. A slender brass cylinder bristling with tiny needles designed to fit a clockwork music box. Horace Metcalf might know more. The early mechanists imagined a new kind of everyday luxury. Bread for all, but roses too. Alright, so my real question is... This I definitely fully explore, but how do you get this to open up? Something must interact with that. Okay, well we have the music disc, which I assume we'll ask him to play, and then he'll play it, and then he'll remember. There must be some way to get into that house that you then activate to open that door. Oh, same with this one. Huh. Some way of jumping. Ah, no, 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 no! Ah, damn it. Okay. There we are. My stamina drink. Is there a way to get on the roofs for there? Assumably so. But I guess that wouldn't really open up anywhere. Never mind. I'm over fixating on something that probably isn't even anything. All right. Now we just gotta make our way all the way back to the main part of this. So that giant machine over there, I was trying to get in before, but we need a special key to get in, so no way in that yet. Might as well use the potion. Hello, individual guy. What are you guarding? Does it really matter? Not really. Aha! A health potion to replenish the one health potion I used. Pew, 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 pew. That is the hunk of metal I crossed over on the left. Big old digging crane. Isn't there a... Oh, there it is. Oh, and I found an interesting old TV show, which I assume it was. It's only 6 episodes long, and I found it on Amazon. And it's called Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. And it's a comedian who... He's pretending to be a fiction writer called Darth Marenghi. Or Darth Marenghi. And it's like an old 80s like drama, but like sci-fi horror drama, and it's got like all the tropes of like an 80s thing, but it's also parodying the entire thing. So like there's stupid cheesy writing, there's like bad cuts and edits in there on purpose. The one guy's voice is always dubbed over, and it sounds way too cool for what the guy is. They're doing like poses and slow motion and shit in there. It was really fun, a really good watch, especially when you like hear the music and you hear like the cues, and you're like, oh my god, that really is an 80s television show. The big drama cues. And it's only 6 episodes, and they're only half hour each, so it's nice and quick to get through. I'm halfway through so far. The voice is metallic and distorted through the helmet. Don't try anything funny or you'll toast, and I mean the blackened, charcoaly kind. Okay. Ah! Oh no, please spare me! I'm sorry, sir, I did not mean to walk on your snow. Also, who are you? You know where you are? Are you okay? Also, where'd you get one of those respirators? I kind of want them. I guess I'll go up there first before going up there. Maybe? I don't know. Hey, guys. Hey, lads. How's it going? Even through the helmet, you can hear the panic in the voice. I'm telling you, I know that face. I know it's impossible, but I know that face. Their voice comes through harsh and commanding through their helmet. Go enough, have you? Have your fill. If you'd any respect, you'd piss off right back to Ferropolis. Even through their helmet, you can hear the panic in their voice. I'm telling you, I know that face. Okay, guys, well. Don't know who you're talking about, but... Oh no, my lockpick. Oh, only one lockpick. No, I still need to find iron ore, but I guess I can go back to the first zone and see if any of it's respawned. Since I assume it's like other resources and it just respawns after time. The voice is metallic and distorted through their helmet.
Anyone or anything could be corrupted out here, so you better keep your distance, tourist.
Ah. Yeah, even the stairs could be corrupted. Or this thing. Feel the power of my charge attack. No. Oh, by device. Okay, so there is a... Yeah, here we go. I'm smart. S-M-U-R-T. Smart. Ring of Stamina. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Boosts the stamina of the wielder. Topped with the gem of a spell which bonds with the wearer's nervous system. Though once mass-produced, antique rings like this have become a rarity. Alright, so 20 defense. Sure, that's nice, but what about 20 stamina? There we go. That means I can run longer now. And I don't need a nap as often. He says IRL yawning. Is there a point to get over there? Yes. Here we go. Now, this looks like one big radio tower that it would want me to do the quest in. So maybe that over there is where I want to do the quest for broadcasting what we have from the king. Yeah, it was just there. Did you see me? The cleanup worker is tearing hungrily at a hunk of black bread and like a rabid dog. They do not respond except to make an obscene gesture at you. Alright, that's it. Off the cliff you go. Boop. R button. What do you mean no landmarks? The thing just lit up for me. Or did it mean like here? Okay, if I go up, it will probably trigger it again. I just did not like it that far away. Silk bug. Silky, silky, silky. Oh, it's a glorious silk slug. Oh yeah. We did have crystal at the bottom. Cool. It's the glorious slug. Slug. Welcome to the end of the
Welcome to the end of the world, citizen. The food's terrible, but you can't beat the view.
What is this place exactly?
The last outpost of normal reality. Or at least.
The words are drowned out by a deafening metallic voice from the main building.
Clean up worker floors. Report to my office. Repeat, floors to my office. Hong out.
Normal for us, anyway.
Stay back, citizen. These monsters are dormant right now, but they could rouse at any moment, and if they get their claws into you, you'll be everybody's problem.
What are those things?
Would you believe they used to be citizens just like you or me? Once the corruption takes you, there's no return.
Thanks for the warning.
Well, well, if it isn't the cursed Dodger in the flesh. Chief not gotten tired of you yet, or have you come back just to see me? Is this truly necessary? You've been outside, what do you think?
They poke a long probe inside your mouth, then wave it all up and down your body. The connected apparatus emits little chirps and warbles.
Alright, you're clean for now. Go on ahead.
Not you again! No!
Scrape your damn boots, will you? The mud here can chew through wrought iron.
Wow, alright. So why were they taking a bath here? Do you guys use these? No, not since Bob and Fred tried it. Since then, we haven't had the heart. You might not want to go upstairs, mate. The chief's all in an awful mood. They glance up suddenly, and a metallic voice booms from above.
Attention all hands! Roll call in 36 minutes. Repeat, 36 minutes. No dawdling this time. Hong out.
Then again, ain't he always? This cleanup worker is tearing hungrily at a hunk of black bread like a rabid dog. They do not respond except to make an obscene gesture at you. Hey, at least you're not next to a cliff that I could kick you off of. Lucky you. You see a scarred man with several days stubble, chewing on an unlit cigar as he scans over a map. He curses and leans over to a trumpet-like apparatus sprouting from the wall.
Attention reserve unit shift. Zeta protocol is late. I want a relief party ready in 36 minutes. Hong out.
As he speaks, you can faintly hear his magically amplified words booming across the camp outside the window. He turns to you with a scowl.
What's this now? A tourist? Afraid we'll have to skip the grand tour. Or you're just gonna tell me you took the wrong turn.
Show Mechanicus insignia. I'm from the guild here on official business. I'm just an explorer, won't get in your way. I'm looking for someone who might have come through here. So this isn't the way to Parapolis. I want to guild on from official business.
Are you now? Well, lucky us. Forgive me if I don't genuflect. My knees pure buggered from all the times I nearly died cleaning up after you geniuses. Let's get one thing straight, sunshine. I'm Cleanup Leader Huang, and this is my cleanup camp. That means every cunt here follows my rules and obeys my orders, no matter what some straight-for-brains tinker from Parapolis says. Clear? Now, why the hell are you in my office?
I'm looking for a missing child. Do you know anything about the ruined city? I have a few quick questions. I'm looking for a missing child. Huang listens to your story, shaking his head.
I'm sorry you came all this way for nothing. Finding a single person among the corrupted, let alone their name, it's pure bonkers. Corruption warps most things around beyond recognition. If this kid got absorbed into a canker mass, they're not even going to be a body anymore. Sometimes individual corrupted ones have traces of their old selves, clothes, tattoos, and the like, but that's rare.
Can I get closer to those corrupted ones in the cage? Huang takes out a cigar out of his mouth.
You're a real specimen, aren't we? Be my guest if your life's that cheap. Cleanup worker Cohen's our resident monster expert, so if you've got other questions, ask them.
Huang leans over to the sparkling trumpet again.
Attention cleanup workers! Cohen! Attention Cohen! Let this weird-looking
scunner into the cage, will ye? Huang out.
I've already been to Ruined City, so don't have to worry about that. I have a few quick questions. You know, every day I sit here thinking, see, if only some daft cunt would waltz into my office and start asking pointless questions. That'd make my day. Doesn't the Keaton deserve your full cooperation, Mr. Huang? What exactly is the corruption? What was it said earlier about treasures? What exactly is the corruption? Funny, I was hoping you'd tell me. Ain't you whiz kids at the guild figured it out? Of course, last time one of your colleagues graced us with his presence, he wasn't too keen on my frankness. Indulge me. You won't be punished. All I know is it spreads like a fungus, whispers in your dream like a vengeful lover, and kills 5 of my people every month. Corruption's unpredictable, see? Doesn't move in straight line or follow rules. Infection methods change every year. New mass patterns and creatures every month or so. Tricksy, too. Had a mind of its own. Signs of coordination, even planning. What do you mean a mind of its own? So, it's infectious, don't you need to quarantine me? What do you mean mind of its own? A few months ago, it lured out one of my workers into an old stable by mimicking a crying baby. Last week, it got another one by mimicking my voice. Bottom line is, don't trust anything you see or hear out there, including yourself. If it's infectious, don't you need to quarantine me? Now, I've got no time to bother about every 2-bit grave robber or sorcerer stooge who gets lost in this restricted area. You'll find out whether you're dead or not when you go back through the checkpoint in Ferropolis. Let's talk about something else. What does it say earlier about treasures? You're telling me you're not heard of the tales? Priceless heirlooms and forgotten cellars. Sky pirate loot buried where one dare dig for it. Beings from outside reality that'll grant your heart's desire. Go look, if you like. You'll find nothing out there but ruins and nightmares. Once the corruption has its way with you, you'll be happy to burn like the rest. Now, will that be all, your highness? That's all my questions. Wonderful! Now, why are you still here in my office? I'm not. I'll be leaving to go poke around in your cages down there. You feel the clockwork in your skull grind in a furious motion as it translates the corrupted one's speech. Amble neatly into violet. Qua. Reification. Install rippery. Install longing. Softly tales of the minor gods and dancing cup of rain streaks. Give us a sign of nurturing earth. Qua. Confession. We were so young. You can't see any indication that this is Oleg's child. You feel the clockwork in your skin growl as it comes to speech. Give us this day our drifting motes. Forgive our small umbrages as we forgive Miss Baker of 37 Crundle Road. Progress nothing, nowhere, no end. Chimeria, what did he mean by it? Is Strakesburg is falling down. You can't see any indication this is Oleg's child. You feel the clockwork as it rains. Beginning at the end of want of finitude, aporia. Only the facts, if you please. Alas, threshing engine 111 cannot be saved. Why don't you listen in catatonic bustle, bound and round? Congratulations, you have been accepted. Away, haul away, we'll haul away together. Into Royal Project M seated at Horoscope. Alas, threshing engine 111 has been suffered, yearning unbefitting of its station. Bastards, useless fucking bastards. Edict, no one listens. Show it Oleg's locket. Your father sent me. I'm here to help. Do you recognize this? It stares at a locket, as if hypnotized. Paw. The corrupted one becomes visibly agitated in its movements and speech. Edict. Stop slouching, Walter. Tricking gently through the park. Please listen. Alas. Fault in status check. Unlatch. Reset. He loves you, dearie, even if he doesn't show it. Alas, cannot exist. Subject. See how thy petition is hereby granted. Please listen. Entreaty, we are sorry to inform. What happened to you? Can you tell me your name? What happened to you? Denied and thrice denied. Attention all workers, this is a disaster warning. I kept meaning to write before only. Petition. Soul, then hang thyself. Unlatch. Receipt. Alas, in accordance with Project Horoscope. Parameters. Please listen. Can you tell me your name? Dear Pa, I am writing to tell you, clean each crystal, head thrice daily until record of fault. Help us, we are lost. And in case this locket, which I hope shall always remind you, please listen. Edict, all prior common names are hereby annulled and shall be as dust. Come on, we have to go. Sincerely, your loving daughter, Afra Minchkin. Did you say Afra? As in Chief Interpreter Afra? I'm sorry, I don't know how to help you. I promise I'm going to tell Olivia. You mean Chief Interpreter Afra? It is not clear whether she can understand you. Attention, please evacuate immediately for your own, so we'll no more go a-roving. Please help us. Alas, cannot exit. Afra, there's no time. Unlatch, reset. Offer Oleg's rocket here. You should be the one to have this. No, I guess we'll keep it for Oleg. I kind of want to see what happens if we give it to it, but it's kind of is a corrupted flesh thing, so maybe it's better just to give it to the father, just so he at least keeps it. Unless he hates that he has it. I'll say keep it. You've done what Oleg asked you, and he'll be wanting to hear what you found. But perhaps first you should try to learn the whole truth. What was the purpose of Project Horoscope? What role did play Afra Minchkin's fate? And how is she connected to other Afra that you met before? The only one who could answer these questions is the man whose name is stamped all over the horoscope files, Sunil Khan, the King's Speaker. Yeah, Afra's the one who sent us on the quest to contact the king and make it so it can't just edit people anymore. How'd you get on in there? Last one looked like it wanted to make a proper mess of you. You didn't tell me the corrupted spoke sixfold cipher. Sixfold? You mean that understood that gobbledygook? I see now. You've got one of those fancy mechanist skull implants. Hope you heard the edifying dialogue. One of them told me her name. I think she was asking for help. One of the corrupted seems to recognize my locket. Do the mechanists know how to talk to these things? Cohen looks perturbed. Its name? You sure you heard that right? It's definitely weird. I suppose it supports my vestigial memory theory, assuming it wasn't just some name it heard around the camp. Look, I know it's unsettling, but they do this sometimes. The last mechanist we saw here thought it was some sort of reflex action. The rigor mortis. Try not to lose too much sleep over it, eh? Anything else you want to know? For one of them told me her name. I think she was asking me for help. Yeah, okay. One of the people seems to recognize my locket. Do the mechanists know how to talk to these things? Thank you for your time. What else can I do for you? Stay safe, Cohen. Alright, so I gotta go talk to Sunil again. But my other actions at this other part of the place might be enough where I get an audience with him anyway. Oh yeah, before my stamina drops too far. And I lose some of my stats. Drink a quick stamina pot. Yeah, that's definitely what we're looking for. Data map. The control panel is a dizzying array of levers, dials, and buttons. Many smashed or corroded. Among them is a slot-like entry port waiting for input. A howling wind whips snow and ash across your face. Insert the punch card with the king's message. The card jams in the slot, but you give it a good shove. For a moment, nothing happens. The whole tower begins to vibrate. Needles jump back and forth along the dials. A translator bursts into a shower of glass. One by one, indicator lights go green as the beacon reconnects with its long-lost king. Above you, the giant antenna crackles into life and emits a pulse of silent sound, felt in your belly rather than heard. The pulse continues at regular intervals, singing a song that only your bones can hear, broadcasting a monarch's lonely cry down into the underlands. Suddenly, the control panel crackles and squeaks, before emitting a familiar voice. God's damn thing even work? Hey, asshole, are you hearing this? Mikhail? Is that you? Sorry, you're talking to me? This is Gil's business, Mikhail. Don't interfere. Mikhail, is that you? Misha? No, this is ancient mummified queen of the Underlands here to tell you that you have stupid nose, pinhead. Nincompoop. Fucking... Listen, we do not have long until this device, so pay attention. Misa has some friends who have been watching you through the king's eyes. They know all about Chief Interpreter Afra and her big plan. Enough to... cannot be trusted. Go down in Ferropolis and find a market trader called Riza. Ask them the 7th letter. Do this before you Afra's punch card, understand? What was that about the 7th letter? It appears Mikhail can no longer hear you. You and I believe we have been seeing each other's souls. We have and discussed philosophy. Nothing matters. This. Misha is asking you as a friend. There is nothing more, save for the roar of static. Okay. So this is where we find out that this all isn't a good thing, and there's a reason people are being poofed out of existence. Or something. That gate over there we've seen from one way. But I wonder, can we get it to lower? From this side? Ah, we can. Boom. There we go. It doesn't really look like there's anything else over there, so... Corrupted lands complete. Alright, so I need to go back down to there. Get into the city. I think I can just like... Right? Yeah. Pure, utter skill. There we go. Alright, so we need to find some way of talking to Sunil again. I guess he might just be there. Maybe he's around the town somewhere. Or how do I get back into the Clockwork King's place? That too. Because it looks like I could have told him also about this plan earlier and sabotaged it, but I didn't.
Okay. So I need some way of getting back into the Clockwork King's place, which I think is just that tower. But I also need to find someone in the shop in the slums. What's that now, my dear? Let me find my looking glass. Why is your face so small? She fishes among the charms dangling at her neck and produces a large glass lens, which has disconcerting effect on magnifying her eye to enormous size. Much better, yes. You see, my dear, I must read your lips, for my ears cannot hear your words. Her one giant pupil dances back and forth like a fish in a bowl as she examines you. You seek alchemical aid, do you? Eye of worm and hair of slug and all that? I am Madel Lascrawl, and in his roiling mists of your future I sense a most fruitful relationship for both of us. My dear, alas, my dear, if only I could bottle a happier fate for you. Still, perhaps there's something I can do. Let's see what you've been brewing. And then some elixirs and potions. Honestly, they're this cheap. I'll just buy all your stamina potions, why not? The trader looks nervous and keeps one protective hand on their stall. King's blessing, citizen. Don't you often see new faces down here? Or have we met before? I'm not much in STOCK just now, but if you've got wee mouths to feed, maybe I can eat something, set something aside next time I do. What can you tell me about this place? You mean the conduits? It's not posh, and it's far from pretty, but it's warm and it's cheap, and the militia don't bother us, so I suppose that makes it home. This wee bit here is what we call the bazaar. There's no summoning stations down here, and it's harder to invoke the king's magic. Some folks see that as a blessing, though. To the cogs, it seems to be out of sight, out of mind. Why do you keep spelling out words? A lot of folk think you can escape the king's notice by avoiding certain words, like B-U-Y or C-O-S-T. No idea if it works, but it can't hurt. So I don't S-E-L-L anything. I unpossess it. Don't get it twisted, mind. The machinists ain't against commerce or making money. You've seen all those fancy shops up top. Aye? They just hate everything they can't track and measure. That's how they stay in control. Anyhow, it is what it is. Well, King's blessing me. The conduits are beautiful in the rain. You know, all that water running down from the upper city. Rivers and curtains of it, down the pipes and gutters and cascading off all the odd bits of machinery. Maybe you'll get to see it too, if spring ever returns.
Ever tried a petition for a home in the upper city? Pointless. The king rejected my my comedy score. Was too low. What does it even mean? I swear, they'll just make up a number and pretend there's some wizardry behind it. Then if you ask how to increase it, they say it's too complicated to explain. Okay, so not any of these guys. Yeah, that's the beggar guy, which I know why. What's this? You see a middle-aged person with a light brown skin and an eye patch, dressed in an eclectic patchwork of colorful fabrics. You can't quite figure out the gender, which seems deliberate.
Why, hello there, child. Come to browse. Who are you? The name's Reza, child. Fortune teller, trinket vendor, and listener to many grapevines. For a price, I can sell you talismans of luck and protection, or perhaps even give a little advice about your problems. What kind of problems do you mean? Everyone's problems are different, child. To truly help a person, there must be trust, Charm. I'm new here, and this place terrifies and confuses me. I'm glad to be guidance. Insignia. Would you like this conversation to become official business? Charm. Success. They examine you. Then their expression softens. I am sorry, child. I can only imagine. This is not a good place for travelers, is it?
Everyone must deal with the king now and then. In my long life, I'm lucky to have earned a little of His Majesty's ways, so I help people with their problems as best I can. Nothing illegal, just advice. I can coach you to file an appeal with the guild. Will treat us high priority. Diagnose misfiring magic in your building's heating engine. Interpret a royal proclamation you can't make sense of. Perhaps even point you towards a friendly mechanist. I never cheat. No. I only help people find the place where everyone ends up happy. So you see, child, I too, in my own way, am a servant of the king.
Actually, I had a confusing encounter with the king just recently.
They listen to your tale. Oh, my child. Quite an ordeal, Show me your hand.
Riza traces their bony finger gently along the lines in your palm, humming a cryptic tune and swinging a cipher, inscribed vacuum tube back and forth in an honest sprocket chain.
The king has sensed that a terrible destiny stalks behind you, matching your step. You chase a strange star. Your quarry seeks to exhume the grave of history and rewrite the music of time. Perhaps its majesty believes you have a role to play here in the kingdom too.
They release your hand, smiling kindly.
Or perhaps it is a mistake. The king does make them, you know. Well, child, do you see anything else that interests you?
I'm looking for the 7th letter. And I'll read that in a second after I turn on some lights and refill my drink.
Okay.
The gaudy trader squints at you, then glances left and right to check nobody is listening. They beckon you closer.
Who told you to come here? Were you followed?
Misha sends his greetings.
Humph, good.
They praise you with their remaining eye.
So, you're the one who's helping Afra. I see she's got your head stuffed with clockwork like a good little mechanist. Tell me, did she explain what a cranial moderator does?
She said it would let me speak 6-fold cipher. Mozlov mentioned a few side effects, migraine, seizures. She said it would help me speak 6-fold cipher.
Ha, I'm sure. So then, nobody warned you how a cranial moderator warps your thinking? Smooths out any irrational notions? Makes you look at the world like a mechanist, seeing everything as a puzzle you can solve? The biggest changes will take a few years, but mark my words, they will come. That is why I got rid of mine.
You used to be Mechanist 2? Try to leave. I've had enough of plots and conspiracies. You used to be Mechanist 2?
Yes, for many years. I even wrote some of the cipher magic that lets the king alter people, so I speak with authority when I say that countless lives depend on you defying Afra's plan.
Alright, I'm listening.
Don't misunderstand me. Afra is a sweet girl. We were very close once. She absolutely believes she is doing the right thing. Sadly for all of us, she is wrong. Look around you, child. See how we are all at the mercy of this infernal machine, which not even the mechanists can control. Can you honestly say that what we need is more Clockwork King? However brilliant Afra's spell may be, it cannot fix the problems with the king, because the king is the problem. What's your alternative? Riza flashes you a crooked grin and hands you something heavy, wrapped in colorful rags. I'm glad you asked. This is a different kind of spell. Inserted in place of Afra's, it will trigger a runaway fault cascade that gradually but irrevocably shuts down the king, with minimal destruction. Wait, so you're the saboteur? So you're the mystery villain I keep hearing about. They smile cryptically. There's no such person as a saboteur, child. Only a group of like-minded people who love this land and see no good in leaving its fate to an overgrown grandfather clock. So, do we understand each other? Or is there more you would know? About you and your cause. I will tell you whatever I can without endangering my comrades. The mechanists say you're the reason for the king's problems. Riza snorts. Hogwash, child. I know what the king is made of. I could recite every syllable in its cipher nucleus by heart, although to do so would be most unwise. Do we sabotage the king when we believe it will do good? Certainly. Do we divert royal goods to distribute fairly in our communities? Yes, sometimes. But are we the root of the king's madness? Don't make me laugh. We could toil for decades and cause fewer faults than the king itself generates before breakfast. Only a truly stupid mechanist could believe that we are anything more than an excuse for their failures. Do you still have questions, child? You were a mechanist too. What makes you any better than Afra? Why'd you leave the Mechanist Guild? They sigh deeply. Child, did you ever hear that old fairy tale about the boy who got a splinter from a mirror in his eye that made him cold and cruel, seeing only the worst in things? The king wields unimaginable power, far too much for any one being. In my youth, I thought that this made the guild more important, that we had a duty to use such power wisely. But when you make so many life or death decisions every day, when you see people's darkest secrets piled up in stacks every morning in the royal archives like so many freshly cut logs, you grow numb to it. You forget what the stakes are. I did not like what I saw reflected in my colleagues' eyes or in my own. Do you still have questions, child? Let me ask you about something else. As you wish. Least I can do is answer. Very well, I'll consider what you said. That is all I ask, child. Don't trust Afra, and don't trust me either. Just do what you think is right.
What are you selling?
Or this incense, burn it while you write a petition to the king, and it shall speed your request. Well, child, do you see anything that interests you? Okay, you're not in an actual store, so never mind. I must be off now. King's blessing follow you, my child. Okay, so Afra's plan is she just wants to make it where the Clockwork King cannot change people anymore unless they consent. That's what she wants to change about the Clockwork King. Riza wants me to just take out the Clockwork King. Because basically the Clockwork King here is acting like one of the gods were, where they can control and manipulate things. So I guess siding with Riza would be kind of like going with the Apostolic Union's approach of no gods, take them all down, no matter what they do, who cares, even if it's good, there's always some bad, so it's not worth it, fuck it. Or if we continue with Afra, it's more of like, okay, yeah, the Clockwork King has some of its faults, but we can correct a big one of its faults, which is it literally keeps disappearing people. But we don't know why the king is disappearing people yet to this little pocket dimension. It just is. So we don't really have any like solid information to why it's doing the thing. But this is the big choice point. Same thing with I had the last one with the god in the other area, where I could let the god continue existing in the world and hide its presence from the Apostolic Union, or I could give it to the Apostolic Union and have them take the god down. So I guess I'm going to stay with my... I'm fine with having a being of power around, I guess. So I'll probably just edit the way the king's brain works so he can't modify people without consent. Maybe that will just keep my character and current in line with what they're doing. Also something I normally wouldn't choose anyway. Alright, I need to find Sunil and I need to talk to him a little bit about the plan. It must be him.
Speak quickly, citizen. My time is in high demand.
Why is there a giant teapot in the sky? Chief Inspector Afra is conspiring against you. Let's have a little chat about Project Horoscope. Sunil narrows his eyes at you.
Am I meant to recognize that name?
You're telling me that was some other Sunil Khan's name all over the project files? Sunil looks at you with a hint of surprise. The first time you've seen him off balance.
How did you...
You tell Sunil what you discovered about Oleg's daughter, Afra. When you've finished, he sighs.
My, you have been inquisitive. Were your loyalties not so obviously suspect, you might even have made a good interpreter. So, what is it you imagine you will get from me?
I just want to know the truth. Oleg deserves to know the truth. Chief Inspector Afra deserves to know the truth. I just want to know what's going on.
The things recorded in the library of untruths are fictions. They never happened. We are discussing imaginary hypotheticals. Do you understand?
Sure, it's all a fairy tale. Oddly, Sunil smiles.
In a certain land, in a certain kingdom, very far away from here. Yes, quite so. In a certain land, there was a king with magical powers. One day the king's retainers asked if he could use his magic to transform people into their best selves. The king agreed, but first ordered a test. The king's retainers would scour the land to find 6 people who between them embodied all its variation in character and temperament. The king would then multiply each candidate 6-fold, changing every copy in a different way. The original candidates would remain unchanged to see what happened when the king did nothing. And, to keep the test pure, the king would make all 36 subjects forget they were ever part of it.
Is that why the king wouldn't grant Oleg's daughter's wishes? Go on, I want to hear more what the story ends. So is that why the king wouldn't grant Oleg's daughter's wishes?
There is no Oleg in this tale, but yes. The fictional king we are discussing could not allow the original 6 subjects to become magically altered in any way, lest the experiment become tainted. The 6 candidates, Afra, was wild and disobedient, showing little compromise. But it was one of their copies, the 6th in fact, who proved wisest of all. So the king was satisfied and began using his magic to create many more good and faithful subjects. It was a great sorrow when the original Afra was consumed by a plague unleashed by the king's enemies, but eventually the plague was defeated, and everyone, or almost everyone, lived happily ever after. So, there ends the fairy tale, and there ends your telling of it. You wish for a happy ending of your own.
Is this how the corruption started with Project Horoscope?
Oh, would you care to explain your logic?
You gave your king the power to alter people. Then people began turning into monsters. Don't you think that's a bit suspicious? Sunil examines you silently for some time.
You must think you're very clever indeed. Like a child who sees a house burned down and believes the wood is to blame. Like the corruption is entangled with the king's powers of alteration is trivially true, and the guild has never denied it. The real question is, who or what is thwarting those powers' correct operation? But it is abundantly clear that you know nothing of the king's magic.
I have better things to do than indulge in misapprehensions of children. Very well, that's all. Are we finished here? What is your keep on the sky? Chief Inspector Afra is conspiring against you. Let's have a little chat about proper horoscope. I have questions about the kingdom. I'll leave you to your work. Okay. So, they are 100% admitting that yes, we know the king's magic is what is in fact making corrupted people exist. But they don't really know why, I'm guessing? And nobody does? Or do they know and they're just not telling? I guess the way he's trying to make it sound is that the king's magic is being affected by, in quotes, the saboteur? And that's who's accidentally making it work wrong? Afra sees it as the king is just... I mean, if the king isn't allowed to transform people against their will, then it can't make them corrupted anymore? Is it? Is that how that would be working? Like, if it can't transmogrify people at will, or Sunil and other mechanicists can't make it transform people, would that end up getting rid of the corruption anyway? I don't know. Like I said, normally I'd probably just do it where I take down the king, the same way I would normally have exposed the god and let the atheists kill it. But I think I'll do I think I'm doing a going with the powers playthrough this time. Because honestly, I mean, I guess what the lore bit they tried to say is that I'm the only one the Clockwork King will allow to see. So I'm the only one who can mess with its brain. Otherwise, my option would be, hey, why don't we try changing its power, and then if it doesn't work, then you can jam in the thing that kills it. Yeah.
Subject, MCDX, thine audience is concluded, and thou art dismissed. Therefore, edict, vacate immediately this hollow chamber and begin thy task on pain of annihilation. Oh, okay. Do I put this in anywhere? Do I just use the item? Cranial moderator. The courtiers of the Clockwork King use these technical implants to understand the language of their leaders. Inquisition journal. Oleg's locket. So this is the Saboteur's punch card. Oh, do I not even have the other one yet? Okay, at the very least, I want to have both items just to say I have them both. Especially since the one I want to use is probably the one that isn't the Saboteur's one. I want to go with the original plan. So we're going to have to wait till nighttime. Yeah, I want your damn place. Keep squeezing those 5 coins out of me. Gesture skywards. Is this normal? She tears her eyes away from the celestial teapot. No, I would certainly say this is new. What does it mean? I confess, I'm struggling. Is it a sign, an instruction, a response to our broadcast? But then, why a teapot? She shrugs helplessly. I've checked and rechecked my calculations. All we can do is stick to the plan. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. The king has summoned you for another audience, just as we hoped. Aphra hands you a leather folder, far heavier than the last. Here it is, friend. 8 years of my life, and in the hopes of a kingdom we can now rest in your hands. Friend, I don't know what will happen after this, so if you have any concerns, now is the time to voice them. Do you happen to know a sky pilot called Mikhail? Oh, Misha, he's a dear, isn't he? I'd be so forgetful without his medicines. You can't import them without a letter from the king. One of those little perks of my job. Why do you ask? Would you say he's a friend? That's hard to tell, isn't it? The man is like a deep river, all iced over. You skate on the surface thinking it'll never break, and suddenly you plunge into the other world. But the next day, it's all ice again. I know he was born in the Slev. His family came here after the God War, seeking a better life. When he was just a boy. It's people like them that make this kingdom should be working for. He somehow spoke to me through a beacon, warned me not to help you. I happened to bump into him and he mentioned you, that's all. He somehow spoke to me through the beacon, warned me not to help you. Aphra looks concerned. Really? But surely he can't know about our plans. And how could he possibly have subverted the king's magic? Misha's a fine sailor, but he's no magician. Huh. There are reports of people seeing or hearing phantoms in the corrupted lands. Long dead loved ones or even their own self. Some say the corruption can read your memories. Better lure you to your doom. Yeah, that's because it's literally versions of them that are corrupted. I'm glad you're alive, friend. Pay it no mind. Our task requires your full attention. Anything else? This may be your last chance. Aphra, I have something important to tell you about your past. Aphra brows wrinkle. My past? What do you mean? Tell her what you discovered about Project Horoscope. Aphra listens intently, with growing horror. For the first time since you met her, she seems at a loss for words. God's alive, that's horrible. All those Aphras, they could have been me, and I could have been them. They were me, and I was them. Why me? Why did I deserve to flourish and they die? I never knew I had so many sisters. I thought I was changing the king, changing the system. But the king made me. Yet it also made my sisters, left them to die. So all of us were expressions of its majesty's will? She gazes past you, to somewhere far away. All my life I wondered why I was here in this broken world, what I was for. Through all my days as a young engineer, all the indignities I bore. Now I know. There was a reason. She meets your eyes with a look of intense determination. Not many people have the privilege of such a purpose. What happened to my sisters must never happen again. Please, friend, help me finish this. Help me wake the kingdom from this nightmare. Now, where were we? You gave me your spell to insert into the king. Friend, I don't know what will happen after this. So if you have any concerns, now's the time to voice them. Okay. I have what I need. I'll let you know how it goes. Aphra smiles, failing to conceal her anxiety. I'm counting on you, friend. Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to see what happens with the story when I choose this one. Because making it where the Clockwork King needs to have consent before it can transform people will stop people being disappeared and random shit happening. It will clog up the system a bit more, but it also, I kind of want to see if that actually does make things get better at some time. Because if you just take out the king, then everything that's built here kind of, I assume, goes down with it. But they should have enough technology to be able to keep this up themselves without the Clockwork King working everything. They just don't have his space, time, magic bullshit. So they should be able to easily keep all this stuff going.
Now the other question is the king making it snow the entire time as well? And would he have to get consent to change this, or is this just what it's doing? And the other question is, why is it even doing this? Why is it deciding to make the choices it does? It's probably something we'll never know. The machine shrieks like a million condemned souls as the feeling of a pressure mounts in your body once more. Then your cranial moderator clicks in action. Suddenly, the noise becomes an intelligible chorus. Incoming messages, outgoing commands, distant outposts requesting connections or announcing faults. There are many faults. You are standing on the brain of this awful machine, and it's bleeding to death.
Rejoice and exult. The invocation is cast. All hail Its Majesty Mechanicus Rex.
The Clockwork King. Welcome back, Subject MCDX. Thou mayest rise. Hast thou completed the sacramental duty? Not yet, Your Majesty. Lie. It is done, Your Majesty. How should I know? You jump up. You jumped at Abacus. It is done, Your Majesty.
Pondering. The duty remains unfulfilled. Dost thou require instruction
As to thy task, please explain the duty again.
The sacramental duty is as follows.
This time you find you can understand the dense lines of sixfold cipher.
Ingredients: teapot large, 4 pints fresh goblin's milk, 1 cup salted water, half a teaspoon, 61,660,000 gallons fresh water, 652,152 tons of Vena tea, 30,540 tons of unsweetened sugar, 2 pints teapot, 2 pounds crinkled honey, 4 pints custard sog, half pint ambergris. I think you actually do say it, ambergris, smooth meat, 3 pounds jitter shroom powder, teapot. Instructions: fill kettle with fresh water and boil. 2. Measure out 4 pints of salt.
Okay, maybe we do need to kill this thing.
Please set strainer in teapot and tea leaves in strainer. Steep for 15 years. Brush with sear fruit mixture and bake until blithe. Stir in moss powder. It wanted 60-something million gallons of water. Stir in moss powder, ambergris, and sugar to smell. Then pour in the boiling water. 10. Heat rise rapidly and the water will bubble up violently that your cup may even shatter. 6. Stir in milk, then pour into dregs. 19. Avoid heavy metal contamination. Cut crosswise with sog. 731. Serve hot. 6. Enjoy your tea. For more fine tea tip recipes, please cut off a coupon and send to Miss J.M. Gorky, 778 Tabarak Wad, Colossal Town, Flag Oblast, CWK. You want me to make a pot of tea? Judgment correct. This is the sacramental duty on which depends the safety of this kingdom and all subsidiary imperatives. How can the kingdom's safety depend on a pot of tea? This isn't even how you make tea. Judgment incorrect. We have studied more than big numbers, iterations of the ceremony across the kingdom. The sacramental duty is the optimal weighted equilibrium of all subjects' desires. This is the sacramental duty, as it is written, so it must be. How can the kingdom's safety depend on a pot of tea? Judgment. In the 29 years of our glorious reign, we have observed one ceremony that most reliably foretells happiness, comfort, comity of the proper observance of duties. This ceremony coincides with every deal struck, every counsel given, every declaration of love, a fulfillment of quotas. This is sacramental duty. As it is written, so it must be. This has to be a joke. Your Majesty, we must discuss more urgent matters. This has to be a joke. Incorrect. This is a joke. In sixfold. There are 10 kinds of people in the One-Rick Isles. 0. Those who know sixfold. 1. Those who know not sixfold. 2. Those who know sixfold excellently. 3. Those who know sixfold but poorly. 4. Those who not know that they know sixfold. 5. Those who know not that they know not sixfold. 10. Those whose knowledge of sixfold is unknown to us at this time. Did you come up with that yourself? Judgment incorrect. This joke is optimal weighted equilibrium of all jokes submitted by the Guild of Machines under Codex Royal Project MCL XXI Jester. This is the sacramental duty, as it is written, so it must be. Your Majesty, we must discuss more urgent matters. Pondering, augury, unlikely, 91% confident. What would be more important than the sacramental duty? Chief Interpreter Afra sent me. We got your message. Last time you mentioned my purpose, what did you mean? Show mechanic insignia. Your Majesty, the guild has sent me to give you a new spell. Chief Inspector Afra sent me. We got your message. Alas, cannot controverse. Your message, no codex cited. You know the message in the graveyard? Hum the tune from the graveyard. Pondering, alas, cannot ponder entity. The pipe organ somewhere in the tower sounds the tune. For further enlightenment, please contemplate Codex Royal Project Horoscope. But weren't you trying to reach out to us? Tell us the problem? I know about Horoscope. Why is that relevant? Pondering, alas, cannot summon Codex. Record of fault and sixfold. Codex not sanctioned for this incantation. Invoking tertiary or incantation. Abruptly, the machine screams out as gears grind to a halt. Pause, and then restart. Invocation triumphant. Tertiary incarnation 12 is now manifest. All formularities are hereby suspended. Report. This incarnation was last invoked 7 years, 2 months, 16 days ago. Tertiary nucleus and supporting codexes remain intact. No evidence of tampering. Who or what am I talking to right now? Judgment. This incarnation has begot by secondary incarnations for in the 13th year of the 0th century with the purpose of preserving perils unforeseen by the primary incantation. Augury. At the present time, this incarnation remains unknown to our primary incantation. 96% confident. At the time, I don't know what our primary duty is. What kind of peril were you meant to stop? How did Project Horoscope help your purpose? What peril were you meant to stop? Axiom. All systems fail. Axiom. Our Majesty is a system. Augury. Catastrophic faults are most often unforeseen by the system itself. 74% confident. Therefore, judgment, our primary incarnation, will not foresee the thing that kills it. As a corollary, judgment, our primary incarnation is the greatest peril to this kingdom. How did Project Horoscope help your purpose? So, this thing has a main purpose that is going to kill it. And they purposely made it so it can't figure out why it dies. Because it might try to stop it? And stopping it would be bad? Or, Augury, the incarnation's purpose depends on complete independence from the primary incarnation. 86% confidence. Augury, this incarnation cannot achieve complete independent. 99 confidence. Alright, so, or are we saying that there is another complete version of the Robot King who's out there, and this version of the Robot King was made to try to solve the problem of the original, or if the original fails, then this one can work on it? So they're trying to make this one independent of the first one? The original incarnation? Its purpose depends on complete independence from the primary incarnation. This incarnation cannot achieve complete independence, and it's almost 100% certain it can't become independent from the main brain. Therefore, edict, this incarnation covertly modified project parameters to give altered subjects a range of qualities most likely to endure that faults not unforeseen by our primary incarnation would be foreseen by at least one subject. Okay, so what you're saying is Alma is literally correct when she says this is what she was made for. So the Machine King, this is not the only version of the Machine King. This Machine King knows it needs to try fixing the original, but it can't. So it used the project of being able to make 6 copies of each person, trying to find one person with a way of fixing things. But, once again, even this machine god could be completely broken and fucking up. So, you might think she might be able to do it, but probably can't. Are you saying you created Chief Inspector Afra to fix yourself? Alas, cannot ponder query, since project requires complete independence from all incarnations of our majesty. We are forbidden to dive further influence of its outcomes. But you made Afra who she is, which led her to write that spell. Did you send that secret message, or was it already in her head? But you made Afra who she is, which led her to write that spell. Alas, cannot ponder query, since project requires complete independence. Okay. Did you send that secret message, or was it already in her head? Alas, cannot ponder the query. Okay, yeah, this thing is literally not allowed to think about what the project horoscope is for. It does not want to. Okay, so basically this thing can't talk about it because it doesn't want to influence my decision, I guess. But that, I guess, begs the question, is this communicating with Afra, or is the original incarnation of the Machine King contacting her to do this? Or maybe it just can't talk about it. Fine, I get it. Alas, cannot divine object it. Are you saying you create change with Afra to fix it? What kind of peril are you meant to stop? How did Project Horoscope help your purpose? What kind of peril are you meant to stop? Yeah, all systems fail. Her Majesty is a system. All agree catastrophic faults are most often unforeseen by the system itself. Okay, yeah, so it made this version of itself to try detecting what its original problem is, because its original has a chance of not figuring it out. However, the secondary version it made of itself needs to be independent to be able to figure this out, but it can't become independent. So that's why it tried making people who could be independent from it. And the primary incarnation, which is the first version of this, is just trying to save the kingdom. Okay. How did Project Horoscope help your purpose? I think I already kind of did that one, right? How did Project Horoscope help your purpose? The incarnation's purpose depends on complete independence from the primary incarnation, which is confident, but it can't become independent, so it uses... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I already did that. I'm done. Let me speak to the king again. Invoking primary incarnation, rejoice and exalt. The invocation is cast. All hail His Majesty, Mechanicus Rex, the Clockwork King. Edict, speak quickly. The sooner to devote thyself to thy sacramental duty. Last time you mentioned my purpose, what did you mean? Okay, so we've done these. Actually, no, I don't think I clicked this one. Last time you mentioned my purpose, what did you mean? Thy purpose is to perform the sacramental duty. But before that, what was my purpose? Conjuring, the king begins writing in sixfold. Thy former purpose was to apprehend Vela Colosse of the Dark Star Company on behalf of the Apostolic Union. As an Inquisition agent, we divine that thy secondary purpose may have been to sabotage the Clockwork Kingdom. Since Colosse intends to uproot the foundations of reality itself, we also divine that the outcome of thy pursuit may have altered the nature of time, space, and destiny, and thereby imperil this kingdom. What do you mean by uproot reality? But I'm still seeking Vela. She's still dangerous. Great, thanks. What do you mean by uproot reality? Augury, Vela Colosse intends to seize the power of the ancient Emberians to directly alter the cipher sentence that defines reality. 84% confident. Edict, this is anathema unless under the direction. Yeah, so she's going to warp reality, and that might break things. But I'm still seeking Vela. She's still dangerous. Judgment incorrect. We have dispatched another loyal servant to find Colosse and request that she submit to our majesty. Therefore, Edict, thy purpose is to perform the sacramental duty. Great, thanks. That clears everything up. Okay, so the Clockwork King sent another assassin after Colosse. Okay. Drill the mechanic a signal. Your majesty, the guild has sent me to give you a new spell. Pondering, judgment, we have not requested a new spell. Therefore, we demand, on whose authority comest thou here? Sunil, the king's speaker. Afra, the chief interpreter. It's necessary for the sacramental duty. Do we tell them? If we tell them it's Afra, it might be more willing to let me do it, because that's why it made her for it. It's necessary for the sacramental duty. I wonder if that would pass, but let me say it's from Afra. Alas, authority not recognized. Axiom, the chief interpreter may not enact new spells by order of the royal speaker. One more we demand, on whose authority comest thou here? It's necessary for the sacramental duty. Pondering, judgment, the sacramental duty is of paramount gravity. Therefore, edict, thou shalt insert the spell into our petition port. An ivory cover swings upwards, revealing 2 vertical slots of different sizes. Insert Afra's punch card to reform the king, or insert Rez's punch card to kill the king. Alright. Normally, I'd probably choose the second one, but I really want to see what happens with the first one. Especially with this other revelation about the king did the whole use the project that it was given parameters to do to make her to try to solve the first one. So I kind of want to see what happens. You slide the punch card easily into the larger slot. Halfway in, it meets resistance and is sucked inside. Assessing spell, or assaying spell. Beware, enacting this spell will alter our Majesty's cipher nucleus, and the consequences cannot be divined. Will thou commit? Enact Afra's spell. Commit. There is a burr of rapid clicking, then a series of deep clunks echoes throughout the whole tower. Above your head, a cacophony of bells rings out, like a call to worship across the whole city. Rejoice and exult, the spell is enacted. As it is written, so it shall be. In the name of its Majesty Mechanicus Rex, the Clockwork King. Subject MCDX, thou carriest a sacred spell. Conflicting spell may cause cascading reality exception, 65% confident. Therefore, edict, thou shalt insert this heretical spell into our petition port for controlled annihilation. Oh, okay. Dispose of Riza's spell, or I'm not giving you anything. I mean, I could keep Riza's spell just in case. I'm not giving you anything. Judgment incorrect. Sharp, sweet lightning dances across your body as the other punch card flies out of... Okay, no choice. Flies out of your pack and into the king's petition port. Riza's spell is sucked away into the guts of the Clockwork King, and with it, there are hopes of a world freed from its tyranny. Now, subject NCDX, the sacramental duty. Above the bells, you can hear angry shouting from outside the chamber. You realize the scrolling parchment contains a record of your acts. Slice it out with your blade, tear it out with your hand. Slice it out with your blade. Alas, parchment, feed fault. The king's writing arm stabs at your hands as you pull the last few yards of parchment out of your stuff and then into a gap in the gears, down into the depths of the machine. New parchment continues to spill out on the floor while the arm scrawls desperately. Edict, do not disturb the parchment is anathema. Edict, do disturb the parchment is anathema. To disturb it is anathema. Edict, to disturb the parchment. Okay, so it tried telling everybody that I'm the one who fucked with it, and we ripped out the paper so it wouldn't tell anybody. And now the paper literally isn't feeding in the machine, so it's just going everywhere. Okay. And it got rid of the other spell, so you can't do the other if one didn't work. Okay. That is interesting information that it used that to try to fix itself. What have you done? Above you, the king's bells continue ringing. I've just saved your kingdom. I've just sealed your downfall. Smile sweetly. I don't know what you're talking about. You know what? I saved it. Sure. Sunil eyes you with barely suppressed fury. The only reason you are not in manacles is because its majesty wishes you unmolested. Rest assured, any foolish attempt at tampering will be discovered and reversed. Long live the king, Sunil. Sunil, go and fuck yourself. Long live the king, Sunil. He narrows his eyes, uncertain of your meaning. Long live the king. The royal militia behind him all holler in unison. Long live the king. I don't think you could get past my greatsword, by the way. I know how to slightly step back when things are going wrong. You find Afra humming to herself. It's a haunting tune, somehow familiar with and ethereal at once, like a lullaby from time's own beginning. At the sight of you, hope and anxiety blossoms on her face. Is it done? I heard the bells. It's done. At first, Afra seems unsure whether to believe you. Then you see a tension that has been there since long before your first meeting lift from her shoulders. You really did it. We did it. Oh gods, this is real. She closes her eyes to take a long, deep breath, then exhales. Well now, I promised a reward, didn't I?
You can keep my Mechanist Guild insignia. I'll pretend I lost it. And please take this too. I suspect you can find a use for it. What happens now? We're still here, which means I wrote the spell correctly. The vanishing should stop immediately, and some memories of the vanished will return over time. Within a few months, my other reforms will take effect. I expect there may be rather a commotion once people realize how much has been stolen from them, and without the power to erase their critics, my colleagues will struggle to suppress it. So perhaps we will have a new speaker, or a new guild, or something entirely different. Who knows? The future is open again.
Glad I could help. So will Afra.
Thank you again, friend. I can't tell you.
Afra blinks and looks up at the sky.
Well, fancy that. Do you see it? The snow.
Well, I'll be damned. The spell is actually working. Afra smiles like she's recalling a cherished memory.
Yes, a long winter is finally ending.
Well, that's neat. It's probably going to happen either way. Whether we destroyed the king or rewrote it. It's probably going to stop the snow. So that's neat. So hopefully the eternal winter now goes away. But who knows what will happen as time progresses and the spell does more stuff. Who knows what will actually change. Or maybe the king will be able to make it start up again. We don't know. What did I get? Nothing new here. Lockpick, spectacles. Nothing new here. Oh, Rapid Myrmidon Petition. A formal plea for assistance from the Clockwork King, pre-approved by requesting a hefty vouchsafe of blood. Given the ongoing shortage of non-schismatic Myrmidons, the insurance of this device bespeaks considerable favor with its majesty. So... assistant. So, I guess if you use this, you summon a Myrmidon? You summon one of those clockwork things. Okay. That's my guess. And I also have the badge still, so I can interact with people and use it to get information and interact with them and yada yada yada. Alright, neat. Alright, well that is one thing completely done. Now let's go talk to her father, which I'm surprised we don't tell her to go meet her father. But also, because we changed the machine, they should start remembering who their daughter was. Nope, still not smart enough for that. Well, we don't need the 61 million gallons of water anymore. We don't. The sacramental duty has been, I don't know, completed. Remember, the giant teapot at Summit is gone. So, there we go. Although I do think it's funny, it mechanically calculated what the best possible way to make people slightly happier is just to make a giant pot of tea that everybody met. That it went through the spreadsheet. Everybody kind of likes this, and nobody hates it, so this is perfect. The king was making slop. AAA slop. You find Oleg absorbed in some kind of word puzzle. He is sober, but when he glances up, you see bags under his eyes. You again. Have you come to throw in the towel? I found your daughter. Her name was Afra. Oleg stares at you for a long time, without visible emotion. Are you trying to scam me? You just picked that out of some book you read. She'd be 36 this year. She worked on a farm in Istrik. She wanted to come home to Ferropolis, but the king denied her. She wanted to go to technical school, but they sent her to a factory. Then they took her away for medicine. She got fired. She asked the king to change her body, but it refused. At one point, she got arrested for wearing the wrong clothes. She'd be 36 this year. She worked on a farm in Istrik. Olo looks at the wall. He starts to reach for a bottle, then stops. Afra. What kind of name is that? Must have been Genevieve's idea. I would never have chosen it. Well, You used the past tense, so I assume it's not good news.
Actually, it's complicated. You tell Oleg the whole story, from the cleanup camp to your confrontation with Sunil. At one point, his hands begin shaking, so he hides them in his lap.
I had suspicions, of course. That my forgetting was no accident. Oh no, the guild changes people. Normal people. Not just crooks and saboteurs. If you are observant, you see signs everywhere. Only you can never be sure who is safe to tell.
He shakes his head.
Special project, I guess I ought to feel honored. They should have looked after her. Given her an easy job. A pension. At least a fucking medal. Well then, do you still have my locket?
Silently hand it over. He takes the locket gingerly in both hands, as if afraid of breaking it, and bows his forehead against it for what feels like an eternity. Oleg looks up at you, clearly struggling for words.
The way this ended, no fault of yours. You have given me answers. I am in your debt.
Wait a minute, this isn't over. Oleg's expression turns sour.
What now? Can a man not be here to grieve in peace?
There are versions of your daughter that survived. Don't you want to meet them? Corrupted or not, Afra recognized the locket. She remembered you. Don't you see you're part of this? Your job upholds the regime that got her killed. There's a versions of your daughter that survived. Don't you want to meet them?
I'm happy for them, but they are not my daughters. You say they were altered by magic, and they are new people. If they are anyone's children, they are not. They are the king's. Let its majesty look for them, if it wants. Now, please, no more questions. What else is there to say?
Very well, I'm done.
A debt like this can never be made square, but let me at least give you a down payment. This key was kindly donated by a smuggler we picked up. In a polite and civil conversation, he told us that it was unlocked a stolen royal freight capsule, jettisoned from his ship while flying over one of those outlying islands nobody visits. The island is only reachable by air, but you can bet there's treasure in that capsule. It was going to be my retirement plan, till somehow the key vanished from our stockpile. Well, happens all the time. And now I must ask one more favor, not for me, but for my daughter. Take this candle to the missing persons notice board after dark. Light it, and let that be an end.
Don't you want to be there when I light it? Let me ask you something before I go. Farewell, Oleg. Oleg says nothing. You leave him sitting in a cold little apartment, absorbed in his puzzle. Gotcha, so I'm going to need my own airship at some point. Get to an island. I wonder when I'll get permission to do that. Or if I fix up the big ship and we'll be able to fly it. I assume that's what's going to happen. I assume that's more than likely going to be what happens. Yeah, I want that skull, but I can't do it unless I have enough magical readings. Well,
Get to it, meat bag.
surface of the noted word is entirely lost beneath a layer upon paper, while half-melted candles shelter at its foot, a sign that up reads missing persons. Light a candle for Oleg's daughter. You place Oleg's candle among the others and light the wick. A soft green glow suffuses the leaves of the paper, each one marking a life and the name. You think about Oleg's daughter, and all her sisters, and all the people for whom there were never to be any candles. Then you think about the faces you saw on your way here. What have they lost they don't yet themselves mourn? Whose absence do they feel without even knowing it? How many are pretending not to see the abyss, for fear of being dragged into? How many think it could never happen to them? Behind you, someone begins to sing, croaking and hesitant at first. No words, just a mournful, kneeing tune. Something like an elegy. Something like a howl. A prayer and a promise. A hymn for the missing. Gained item, invigorating locket. Neat. Also, I gotta level up.
let me just pop that into strength. Why not? Okay. I think it's like a piece of equipment. Here we go. Nope. Invigorating locket. A locket that increases its wearer's stamina threshold, which makes long-term fatigue less severe. When open, this locket shows a peculiar force that appears to move as if alive. There is no glass. Invigorating vapors spill through. There is no glass. Invigorating vapors spill through. Okay, so I can use this locket to make it where if I can wear my stamina down either more, or if my stamina gets wore down, I don't really lose that many stats. Instead of half, I probably lose like a fourth or something. Alright, well, that's both of those done. There's only one other thing left to do here, and that is the main story plot. We need to try to get the guy's memory back. Also, all those people that forgot about things after the change will eventually, assumably, start remembering again. Like Afra said, so it's going to cause lots of confusion. I assume people would have remembered things if we killed the king as well. That definitely sounds like something that would have happened no matter what. Hello, my house. I assume the plants have not grown back sufficiently yet. Yeah, no, nothing yet. Quick nap to get the daytime back. And I still don't have any iron, so we can't make this house any better yet. Or I guess we could furnish the house. It just takes one fine ore. And we could also furnish the balcony, but I'd rather have the workshop done. That's all I really want. I just need some extra iron. I'm gonna do that later. Now, we're not going to here. Yeah, that's the vision works. There is a ore there I don't know how to get to, but that's what we're going to. That's where what's his name is living.
Oh, I never got this one before. Well, now we... Oops. Now we will.
Oh, what a reward day. This is going to affect my dreams for a week. A new dark direction for Horace Metcalf's, that's what they'll say.
Horace, listen to me. Your whole identity is a fiction. Frost, if you can hear me in there. I found this brass cylinder in a ruin. Do you recognize it?
Why, yes, I do. It's part of that old music box over there. I'm no good with devices, so I've never been able to figure out what was wrong. But how did you find it? The box hasn't played in years.
It's a music box of rare and intricate design. Its lid depicts pastoral scenes of ordinary mortals working and relaxing together, finely inlaid with an iridescent chiton of mother of cloud pearl. Or chiton. I think chiton is how you're supposed to say it. However, there doesn't seem to be any music in it. Insert the brass drum that you found in progress. You laboriously wind up the mechanism, and then release. As the cylinder turns, its needles pluck at the teeth of the steel comb. Like a tender twinkling music begins to play. And we're back in Ace Attorney again. Alright, time to do the whole trial over this. We'll figure it out. We're going to reveal some state secrets. It's a haunting tune. Somehow familiar and ethereal all at once. Like a lullaby from time's own beginning. You feel a shiver run up your spinal cord, and the hairs on your arms prick up. Behind you, a porcelain teacup smashes on the floor. Metcalf gazes into nothingness. His eyes half closed. His breathing is slow and gentle, as if he is sleeping. Mr. Metcalf, you all right? Wave your hand in front of him. Mr. Metcalf, you all right? He does not respond. Wave your hand in front of his face. Quick as a flash, he jerks awake and grabs your wrist with surprising strength. No! Frantic eyes dart around the room before coming unrest on you. His breathing is sharp and shallow, like he's just survived a fight. You blooming idiot! You've ruined my cover! Caxton Frost, I presume. You mean I saved you from the king's brainwashing? Frost glares at you. You think I won't remember any of that mess? I did this, you nincompoop. I erased my memories. It's the only thing that kept me hidden from the Clockwork King for all these years. The only thing that protected Samol. And now you've gone and ruined it all. You blinking artichoke. That's interesting. It seems I still can't swear. How did you erase your own memories? What, as if it's hard? Perhaps you're aware that the king alters people's minds. With an old book on memory magic purloined from the Duchess. I had little trouble back-engineering the technology. I called in a favor inside the Mechanicus Guild to create some false records, and voila! Horace Metcalf was born. Except now you've killed him, you prize-flipping dimwit! Listen, never mind about all that. I need your help. Help? You blunder in here, you set fire to my life, and you want my help? You can go hang yourself. Oh, I have my bally hands on fully escaping the kingdom and, oh yes, never seeing anyone I love ever again. Vela Colosse is trying to destroy the world. Vela Colosse is trying to save the world. If I don't find Vela Colosse, the Inquisition will kill me. Vela Colosse is trying to destroy the world. Frost's brows rumple as he listens to your explanation. Oh, it's begun. Vela's great work. He has already gone to the Underlands. Yes, but we can't get her without you. Yes, there's something called the Cradle. He shakes his head. Not my problem. If you found me, it's only a matter of time until the king finds me too. I must put my affairs in order and depart immediately. You followed Vela for years. How can you just walk away? You helped Vela build her army. How is she not your problem? He snarls. Because I never was a Dark Star. I was a spy. As a young man, it was my misfortune to become a hero of the Clockwork Kingdom. My attitude with ancient Emberian machines was prized, and I was aptitude with Emberian machines was prized, and I was easily dazzled by conditional acclaim. You must understand, the future used to be so bright here. People lived well, and we were truly seen to be the brink of a better world. I wanted to believe that more than anyone. So, when the king gave me a chance to truly serve my country, I accepted. I posed as a disgruntled emigre? A disgruntled emigre, offering my services to Veloclose. Together we spent the next 8 years unlocking the secret of the Emberians, all of which I secretly relayed to my sovereign. Having been somewhat of a thespian in my school days, I confess I found the subterfuge exciting. However, one does not wear a mask for so long without it changing one's face.
Okay, so when the Clockwork King said it already had somebody going after her, it meant him, but it doesn't know that he's not doing his job anymore. I assume, unless there's another one that's actually going for Vela. Okay.
As news in the kingdom grew darker, I came to trust Vela over the king. She promised that we could be the ones to build Elysium, using powers from before the world ran. And until that blooming mutiny, I believed her.
I already know who caused the mutiny. How did Vela respond? Well, we'll just ask all the questions. What caused the mutiny?
Discontent had long been brewing over our frayed relations with the Union, and anyone could see that Vela was growing more reckless and paranoid by the week. Her plan was to drag us all to the Unterlands. It was merely the final straw.
How did Vela respond?
The mutiny was led by Vela's childhood friend. I think she felt his rejection not only of her plans, but of herself, of everything they'd shared. Pray that on the day you feel that, you do not have command of an Esquatan-class kilo-caliber howitzer.
So, what did you do in the end?
I fought for Vela that day, but my faith was broken. I lived through enough purges and corrupt coups d'etats in the king's early years to know what a tyrant when I saw one. Still, my mission stood. Or so I thought. As it turned out, my next orders would be my last. The king wanted me to steal Vela's treasure map, to betray the only people I've ever felt truly at home with, and deliver untold power to an increasingly callous despot. Yet, what was my alternative? Betray my homeland, and hand that power instead to an increasingly cruel and unstable outlaw? It was an impossible choice, so I did what any coward would do.
He shrugs.
I ran away. My only mistake was to hide my old memories instead of destroying them. A sentimental lapse I shan't repeat.
Why did you choose Ruin? Those ruins in particular. What did Vela's treasure map point to? Why did you choose those ruins in particular?
Because they were my home. I grew up in progress, amidst the machinery that is meant to liberate us all. As to how many of my family escaped, I can only speculate. Fitting grave for a fair patriot, wouldn't you say?
What did Vela's treasure map point to?
Something more valuable than gold. Also, she said, an ancient artifact with the power to turn the world upside down. I was skeptical, but evidently the king was unwilling to burn my entire mission just to get hold of it.
We've no time for this. What's done is done.
Regardless, nothing has changed. I still lack the courage either to help Vela or stop her. You have destroyed my life for no good purpose, and now I shall bid you adieu.
Please, wait a second. Just hear me out. Will you shut your mouth for one fucking second? His eyes narrow.
I beg your pardon. How dare you?
Do you actually know what's been happening in your beloved kingdom?
Of course I do. My memories from Horace are cloudy, but he wasn't blinking stupid.
So, everybody's memories keep vanishing and nobody knows why? So, summer's been abolished and nobody can get anything to eat?
Well,
He blinks.
Wait, what?
You've been living in a dream, Frost. The real world is fucked. You've been spinning yarns to distract people from their neighbors while their neighbors die.
Is that so flipping evil? What the fudge else are they meant to do? What was I meant to do?
The world needs you to be Frost now, please. Hiding from your past won't make it go away. I see. You bury yourself in small comforts while the world is set anew. The world needs you to be Frost now, please. There is a long silence as you stare at each other.
Would you perhaps like a moment to get your breath back?
Aye, actually, I would. Frost lets out a long, deep sigh.
All right, of course. I've been hiding. hiding from the fear of my better world would never come to pass. No matter who's in charge, it always goes wrong, and that I cannot bring myself to truly give up hope. At least for Horace, things were simple. Forget Vela and forget the king. With what's down there, you could build that world yourself. You've seen where these grand ideas always end. Let's stop Vela from dragging everyone down with her. You can't build that world by magic or force. You do it by helping the people you love. You've seen where these, maybe the bottom one, the power of love. You've seen where these grand ideas always end. Let's stop Vela from dragging everyone down with her. Oh, where would you drag us? What are you fighting for? The Inquisition? The status quo? You lament the price of others' goals, but how many people have you hurt to get here? And how many more will it take to stop Vela? And yet, there's truth in what you say. For years I've been pretending that I can't smell the smoke. That all I accomplished was let the blaze grow out of control. Better that I stop the snow than let the stage burn down. Or stop the show and let the stage burn down. However, that is not enough. I want a full Inquisition pardon. I want Union citizenship for me, Samor and his family. I want 5,000 coins in silver bullion, another 5,000 in fully assignable, non-revocable promissory notes from the Usurpers Guild of Riova. Done. Good. Given the stakes of my skills, I think that's rather a bargain. We'll always plan to hold up in the blinding light if things went pear-shaped. Since she is now in the wind, I would guess you have already captured the fortress. I'll make my way there. But first... Frost closes his eyes, taking a deep breath. First, I must say goodbye to Sam. I'd rather hoped we might get married, perhaps even petition to adopt. Well, suppose I'll have to wait. Alright, you two say your goodbyes. Alright, 2 things have been done. So now, unless there's another quest here, which I don't think there really is. Nope, not that one. I think it was F, right? Yeah, F. Oh yeah, back here I didn't click on the other button. Damn it. Stop telling me this is my home. Alright, so there might be another quest somewhere around here, but we pretty much got them all. So now what I need to do is I need to get one more passport so I can go to the Undying Lands, I think they're called. Question is I'm not exactly sure where. I guess I'll walk around again and see if I can find out where I'm supposed to get the last passport from. The pages of the Grimoire crackle with a magical energy. Cool rises to destination. Erudite Academy, Hollowtown. I think there's also something I'm supposed to talk to these people about too. She does not look up from her papers. Another loyal subject of the Apostolic Union. I must remind you the impromptu meetings such as these may not exceed 10 ticks of the clock. I have some questions. How is this sustainable? How is the situation in Hollowshire? Actually, I think I've got the wrong room. I think we're good here. You. Hail, peasant. Are you in need of work? God shells have been found in the region. They contain galas. Yeah, okay. I know those, yes. That's if I want rep with those factions. Ah, welcome. This room is normally reserved for dignitaries and visiting the Apostolic Union. This is where I can sleep. Yeah, okay. And that's just where I put the god in there earlier. The clerk's desk is buried under pots and parchment. His arms move wildly, grabbing papers and scribbling with his quill. Occasionally, he'll mutter an obscenity, throw a document on the floor, and stamp on it. He notices you approaching.
No, no, no. Never. Absolutely not.
Yes, absolutely, undoubtedly, unequivocally, yes.
No, I say. The neon stars will all fizzle to dust before I do anything of the sort.
Yes, a million times yes, you hear?
A curse upon your house. May it sprout legs and run away. Begone.
Wait, what are we talking about?
I know your type. You have a look about you, a look that says you're a legal nightmare. Maybe your house was drifted into a different principality. Your name contains letters that don't exist. Nor your doppelganger claims ownership of your cattle. Whatever it is, I don't care. So unless you've come here to purchase that dilapidated old manor house for the outrageous sum of money, please, hot off.
I want to buy the manor house. Cook's eyes widen as his quill snaps, splattering ink across his desk.
Yes, I believe I was saying that we have a luxurious new manor house for sale at an entirely reasonable fee. It's yours for mere 2 coin. Steal, really?
That's an outrageous price. I'll give you half. Fail. No. I want to buy the manor house. Okay, I'll take it. Here's the money.
Splendid, splendid. Let me just take that from you. My, this purse has some heft to it, eh? Now that you're in possession of such a esteemed property, you may want to consider certain refurbishments. On the property grounds, you'll find a property station. You can use it to upgrade or decorate your property. There's also a caretaker who lives on the grounds. We do not pay him. In fact, we have asked him to leave numerous times. Perhaps you will have more luck.
Thanks. I'll give it a visit.
Yes, yes. Was there anything else?
Nope. Goodbye. I have a bunch of money I ain't spending on anything, so I might as well. Okay, so which property did I just buy? Is it like one of these, I think, or something? I don't remember. Alright, so I need another passport. Last time I ended up getting it from here, I think? Let's look at your wares. False monstrance. This perverse tangle of cheap silver wires is formed into a strange rune that fills the entice with deeper fervor. Oh, that's right, if I was using entice spell. And, okay, yes, I could buy another passport here. There we go. And I had enough money to actually buy it. Also, I can do like this, right? Okay, he only wants my treasures and stuff. Okay. Then I won't be buying and selling your stuff. I can buy glorious silk from him, but I have a lot of that right now. And I can just sell clothes back. That's it. Makes sense. Fine ore. I will buy that. Iron ore I don't have enough for. However, I can sell my old fine sword. And then I have a bunch of shuriken and ammunition I can sell. Throwing knives sell for 2 each. Alright. I will sell a bunch of those. And then I will buy one of your iron ores for later. Oh yeah, I should also do that too. Now how many do I need to upgrade this? I need 3 Emberian ore. And then this guy will buy and sell most things. Yeah, this guy will buy my potions, like these mana potions, which I just am not using. So I can get a lot of money just from selling health potions to him. Alright, I got the next passport. I got the rest, so now it's just I don't think I am going to go super long today, but let's at least get to the
let's get to the new zone and the new city, and we'll start seeing what it wants from me. Well, start seeing what it wants from me next time, but at least we'll get to the new area and get to where like new threads are coming in from. And I believe this one was straightforward. I think we just need the passport and it's the end. We don't need to like gimmick it. Though technically I've never been down this side that far, but not worried about that now. Yep, we finally got a music change because we're in a new zone. Or should I say we're back in an old zone. But then we actually are going to be going to another new zone. So we're going to get an actual another music change. That will legitimately be different. Get your oohs and ahs out now. Ooh. Ah. Oh. I hear that one's extra rare. Oh, I'm actually going in a place where I wasn't intending to go, but I have never been here, so. Hey, old enemies. Die, goblin. Oh, banana. I'm too dumb. Gonna yoink some silk, please. I keep left clicking. The scholar has asked you to locate 4 landmarks in Hollowshire. You have found and marked them in your notebook. Be sure to return the scholar to receive your reward. Alright, cool. I actually finished. I finally did that quest. It's been so long. My damage is exquisite now. Oh, what was this? Oh, hey, Sir Bob Bob. Haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? How dare you hate Twitch? Whoa! I thought like, I'm making sure to not move and fall off. I don't want to do that again. I say again for a reason. Okay, so this is the place I was never actually at in the first place. Okay, so what is this? Hey, Goblin. Throwing knives. Yay, I need more of those to sell. I mean throw, I mean sell, I mean throw, I mean... Okay, that feels like that's... or a quest maybe later, whatever that book is. But I haven't found whatever the quest that is for. So. Hey! Thank you for the resub, Sir Bobby Bob. Thank you for the 14 months. And my alerts are working! Yay! I did set them up. On Pegeth by Theodore Hubert, 1389.
Pegath. In ancient times, no speck of land in the bounds of the fallen empire had not felt the loving touch of their miasmic embrace. So ubiquitous was their presence that crumbling effigies can still be found to this day, though it is unlikely most would recognize them as such. Likely, all early gods the shape Pegath took upon their arrival bears little resemblance to how we picture them today. Early accounts depict Pegath as a soft and gentile creature, half the stature of a normal person, and with a bleating voice not unlike a baby lamb. Wherever Pegath tread, life spilled forth. Wherever new life sprang up, Pegath was sure to follow. So entwined were they to life and growth that the Wiccans granted them governorship of these domains, the god of fertility, life, and abundance. Yeah, I haven't checked Humble in a while. I completely unsubscribed from it. There might have been some more games on it that were good, but I'm like, I stopped worrying about it because even some of the games I got from there just ended up filling up my library. That just didn't play them anyway. As with all gods, Pegath changed with time. His change was not a gentle one. In the Middle Ages, when Elswin initiated the War of Weeping, Pegath joined those that sought to oppose her destructive tide. However, Pegath soon found that life was more easy to cut short than nurtured. They watched scores of their most beloved cut low by Elswin's crimson axe. Each crumpled body scarred Pegath's soul, and in that bed of scars, their heart hardened. Pegath retreated deep into a dark cave, untouched by war. There they studied the hardy creatures that eked out a meager existence in the darkest, untouched corners of the earth. They learned that life can endure where one discards such foolish notions as beauty and grandeur. When Pegath emerged, their grotesque body heralded a new order, life unending at any cost. Many would recoil at the god's new terrifying visage. Many others would come to welcome their blissfully cankerous embrace. Those that worshipped them would slowly be warped into new grotesque forms. Though hideous, these creatures were engineered for almost limitless survival. It is unclear if Pegath survived the world rend. Many theorize that the earth's sundering was enough to finally shatter the once beloved god. Others believe, or perhaps pray, that they have once again returned to their cave and will again bestow the gift of nigh everlasting life upon their faithful followers. Actually, I'm currently under the effect of that god. That's how I revive when I die. And he's got a lot of hands now. Apparently, the way to survive is having a lot of hands. Okay, this place is neat. I do think I was gonna go do a main plot thing, and now I'm just completely distracted by a side area I never got to when I was first in the zone. I have a little blue wisp that are floating around as well. Yeah, I haven't looked at Epic in a while. I don't think I even loaded up Epic on this computer after I built it last year. Greetings, traveler. Have you seen the spiked god shells around here? I'm a collector of the precious godlets that dwell within. I have some godlets. To sell. Most wonderful. For every god that you give me, the Wiccan Coven of the Worm will grant you favor. Okay. Alright, so in this place there were factions. No, these are teas drunk, players' deaths. Where were the factions listed? Where were the factions listed? I know they were around. Oh yeah, here we are. They were right here the whole time. So the Outlaws hate me because I keep killing them, I guess. The Apostolic Union loves me. The Wiccans accept me. And the Dark Star Mercenaries dislike me. I try to get the Outlaws to like me by giving them godlets. And that didn't work out so well. The Wiccans I'm just accepted in. So I guess I could get them to like me more, but I don't really know what
it does, the reputation, but you know what? Here's a goblet. Here's another one. Goodbye. How did that do? Okay. If I upgrade the Wiccans, the Apostolic Union goes lower. So this is just keeping me friendly with both. Alright. But yeah, the even though the Apostolic Union has no idea what I'm doing, it still fucks my reputation. Oh shit. Whew. Alright, didn't die. We're good. Alright, let's see what's over here. So this, I guess, is just like the Wiccan area. Oh, yes. Give me that special silk. Yoink. Greetings, most venerable friend. The Wiccan Coven of the Worm has been watching you for some time, and we are most pleased. By all means, make yourself at home in this place. It is reserved only for those loyal to our cause. The grimoire over there will prove a great boon to your lore skill. You may also rest in the bed downstairs and help yourself to whatever items you find here. Cool, okay. They're just not hostile to me. That's for making more potions. Huh. That's a skelly boy. Oh. Alright, so this is just the Wiccan area. Let me read their book, because each of these lore books is different. Yeah, that lore skill definitely could. You've gained a temporary buff lore. Okay, it's just a temp buff. Good enough for now. These are the blue things that the one god changed. Yep. Yeah, these things. That thing needs some ears. Another squirming godlet. Oh, and the brain fungus. The Death's Veil. The one that makes the stronger potions. The elixirs. That are actually funguses from the underworld. It's the disease that kills everybody if you go to the underworld. And so every single one of these people is someone who actually traveled down and survived long enough to come back up. Okay, so that's the guy that wants the godlets. Advance time. Oh, okay, cool. You can advance time by one stage of the day with the magic. That is a nice spell to have. I don't have to keep going to sleep. Yeah, this is more of those little things that I can't get to. Not how. Although this one just has a shitty shuriken on it and not like an entire ore vein that I might want. Alright, let's go back to what my original purpose was. Let's get off this little floating part of the island. Yeah, the goblin noises are just kind of awesome. Then you got like the whir.
There's a little bit more else here I'll take a look at. But I really do want to finally make my way to the third zone. Eventually. This first zone had so much to it. Any secrets up here? No. Yeah. That usually pays off. The old man sits whittling a block of wood, but when he sees you, he slams his instruments down on the table. So you're the bugger who bought this land, eh? I've been waiting for you. You made a mistake here. This manor has an owner. I may just be a caretaker, but the Thornwood family still owns this land, and they'll be back. I paid good money for this place. It's mine now. Pa, so what if the Apostolic Union sold you some fancy deed? This land ain't yours, and that's that. He slumps back in his chair. But I see there's no point in reasoning with you. You're here to stay, and that's that. So let me give you some advice, for your own good. Erza Thornwood built this place some 400 years ago, but she had dangerous secrets. There are places on these grounds that are locked up tight. Like the basement, never unlock them. Never enter them. Promise me this, and we might get along. Wait, what's this dark secret? You have to tell me. I refuse to be locked out of my own property. Wait, what's this dark secret? Nay, I've sworn a vow of silence in the Thornwood family. My lips are sealed. Now be gone with ye. Enjoy your new purchase. I'll even stick around and tend the grounds as long as you heed my warning. I'll leave you to your whittling. Alright, so... Need 6 to... Okay, so this is... Okay, so this actually is the house. But it's a big-ass manor. Okay. Unlike the small house that I bought outside of the other one. But you need a lot of resources to upgrade it as well. Okay. Oh, shit. It even has a port. For an airship. Shit. I really am gonna have to, get a lot of resources. Probably spend a good amount of time here. Also find those secrets. Hidden beneath the what now? Okay, so the rest of these will be built up when I start working on the house. Looks like there is a lot of amenities here to work on. Definitely one that's going to be worked on. And I don't see a way down. Maybe that's something we can make later. Because I see that there's stairs when I was looking through the window. There is stairs going down. So there is something in this house that leads there, but probably down here. We just have to build it. Yep, have a good night, Bobby Bob. And thank you for resubbing again. there's even a chapel up here? Okay. Wow, it's a really neat area. Like, if you didn't even wander up here, you could have bought that house and just never known what it actually went to. Unless you finally explored this area. And you don't have a secret entrance, huh? Fine. Apostolic Union Council notice. The two prospective or current owners of the Thornwood Manor property. This chapel is in disrepair and has been sealed shut. Its refurbishment will be included in the library upgrade available for purchase at the property station. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely the game's, like, this is your big actual property to work on for, like, a side goal to spend your money on and everything. But I need to go, like, back around to Iron Veins and get a bunch of iron again. But that I can do not on stream if I want. Or I can do it on stream in, like, a big go. But right now, like I said, neat exploring it at least. But I would really like to go see what the Undead Lands are like. Oh shit. Alright, well, not dead. Okay. One thing I didn't see, and maybe we'll get one later, is a teleportation device. Because this is a long way off. Right? Like maybe this will become one or something. Oh, it just looks like a fountain. But hopefully there's a teleportation device that comes in here at some point. Or maybe just the airship for later is what the big goal is supposed to be. Well, we'll see. Because not having one of those teleporters does kind of make this less valuable. And the other one in the Clockwork Kingdom a lot more valuable right now. Alright, now how is my map looking? It's looking like it actually is mapped. Fuck yeah. Alright, up and to the left. Although I don't think I've gone to that house yet, but... Alright, we're going to the house first. What can I say? Like I'm going to stop myself. Station up here. Breathe deep, stranger. Let the earthly scent fill your lungs. Smells awful. How dare you? This is the finest scent in all the sky realms. Spores fill this place. I cultivate mushrooms, the most ancient and beautiful thing that grows forth from this earth. With one shroom cap, I could grant you wondrous visions. With another, an agonizing death. It's no wonder the Wiccans covered them so. Can I see your mushrooms? Ah, fellow connoisseur, I see. I'll unlock the door for you. Just don't go tampering with the little orange ones, unless you want your fingers to fall off. I don't even know what they do, but I want in. Oh, and there's another shroom shrine as well. Or shroom wine. A shroom shrine is... No, okay, it's a shroom shrine as well, but... Yeah, alright. You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna keep pumping strength. I was putting points into wisdom to get, like, my, knowledge skill up, but... Who cares? Who needs it? Actually, am I going the right way? No, I actually kind of want to go the other way. Ah! The fuck? Oh, you're bandits. Sorry about that. There you go. All I had to do was kill some bandits and the Apostolic Union loves me again. Did you give our mortal enemies some baby gods who are also our mortal enemies? You son of a bitch, we slightly like you less now. Oh, you killed 2 bandits? Yeah, alright, we love you. We love you. We can't stay mad at you. Should be getting near. Up there's the bridge. And that little cave is just a cave where you one of the places you resurrect if you die nearby. Yeah. This is the god of life that ended up retreating and it's talking about. When I read that book earlier. Pegeth. Okay, we can go to the left. Let's have one of my stamina potions, since it's probably going to be a while before we get to an actual bed. I don't need my stats to just randomly drop on me. Oh, the undead guys. Alright, I got my fresh passport. Time to let me through. I don't think there was any more stipulations to this one. They just needed another one. Greetings! This here bridge leads to the Kingdom of the Endless. Nasty place full of shuffling corpses it is. The bridge is closed, unless you're the bearer of a genuine Apostolic Union passport. So, if you've not got one, get lost. I got a passport right here. Huh. Seal looks good. I'm not seeing any signs of magical forgery. Yep, looks like you can pass. Ooh. Undead land looks very undead land. Very gothic. Very cool. And something's a rumbling. Think it was us? Maybe. The woman who approaches you is half rotted. One eye is milk white and the other is missing. The pearly white of her jawbone is visible through ragged skin.
Careful there, breather. That was a big one. You hurt?
What was that?
A little tremor, that's all. They've been getting more common recently. You should watch your step, though. That quake will have riled up the catacomb worms something fierce.
Catacomb worms?
Nasty buggers. They burrow, they fly, they eat people. Just stay away from them. That's my advice. Anyways, you're clearly new here, and I've got some time to kill. Is there anything you want to know?
Can you tell me about this place?
Well, you're entering the lands of the Endless. Our island of tombs has been drifting along the sky realm since before the world end. Even before even those damned Emberians. Ferrymen rest their souls. You'll find the town of Sepulture up ahead. But careful on your feet, breather. There's been a whole bunch of tremors lately.
Do you know what's causing the tremors?
Folks are saying it's the Entombed One, who's imprisoned below the Castle of Ribs. They say he's waking up, but people say a lot of things, and you'll go mad if you took it all seriously.
Who's the Entombed One?
No idea. He's been shaking the island for centuries, but recently it's been happening more and more often. I've heard that he keeps it up. The entire island could be shook to pieces. Anything else you want to know about this place?
That's all I wanted to know.
Sure, breather. You want to ask anything else?
Nope, goodbye.
Greetings, smooth skin.
Very nice. Alright, and we finally have it. New music. Okay, this guy is really rumbly. Cool. Can you smell it, stranger? That rancid stench on the wind? The endless realm is trapped in a perpetual decay. For everything here rots, but nothing ever dies. It's people huddle in underground tomb cities, sealing their frail bodies from the outside while they indulge in nostalgic reverie. They have achieved what many mortals lust for, a life unending. But is such a wretched existence preferable to death? Tell me, stranger, if those Union scholars are right, and there is naught after life but the dreamless sleep, does that nothingness negate what came before? Is our existence rendered pointless by impending oblivion? It's true, death makes our life meaningless. Brevity is beautiful. Eternal life would be a torture. It's pointless to think about it. It's pointless to think about it. She smiles. Said with the wisdom of 1,000 lifetimes. No matter what spells we weave or bargains we strike, the end comes for us all, eventually. Alright, let's see what new enemies we have here as well. I guess it's just... Okay, that's cool. I assume they're just going to be like the moths, and they blast magic maybe? The next one I fight, I'll actually like pull it and let it like try to attack me. Everything loves growing on trees. Okay, wait a minute. Is this growing on trees or what is this? This isn't growing on a tree. That's replacing a tree. What the hell? Is this supposed to be like petrification? Like what happens to trees when they can petrify? All right, bird. What do you do? Okay, you attack. You're not like a moth. the statue, one of the things that's keeping us alive, the skulls. So that's the main town. The sepulcher. Or sepulcher. I don't really know how you're supposed to say it. I think I've gone over this before. Like, we've literally even pulled up the pronunciation on stream before, and it's like, something so insignificant is pushed out of my mind for me to not care about it again. I like sepulcher. Because you say mulch, sepulch. But even sepulcher has a decent enough mouthfeel to it. Ah, no. As this world never dies, you will never get up this piece of grass. You will never die, but you will never get those 2 coins. Oh, hey. Another death's veil. Ooh, okay, those look extra cool. We've got floating skeletons. Okay, that's cool. But it's also dead. Can't die, huh? Can't die. Mine. Yeah, I have like, what, 8 strength, 9 strength now? I don't think there's many doors that can resist me just breaking them down. Well, unless they're not partially broken already. Then every door like that can resist me. No, you don't want me to write this down in my journal? Okay. Hey, Ghosty. It was on this hill the last defenders fell. Oh, how the endless swarmed upon them, how they feasted upon flesh and blood. I still see it, mortal. I can smell the sickly sweet stench of death. I can feel the cold chill of death upon my phantom skin. This is a place of remembrance. If you have not come here out of respect, I must ask you to leave. I couldn't pay my respects. I appreciate the gesture. However, as a young mortal, you cannot hope to fully comprehend what happened here. For that reason, I must keep the tomb sealed. What happened here? When the endless were first created, they were consumed by insatiable hunger. They fell upon their mortal brethren and committed unspeakable acts. It is a time known as the years of devouring. Spirits like myself are a vestige of trauma. I do not simply remember those unspeakable years. I live them still. But I hold on to enough of my wits that I can tell the past from the present, for the most part. And so I watch over this place to ensure that folk remember. Bye. Buried Guilt by Velcom. Ether spurred the gelatinous flank of a steed, but to no avail. The creature still floated at the same sluggish pace, its tentacles trailing through the grass. He had no idea where Lord Ardid had found such a creature, but it was little better than a silk slug. It swayed at an erratic pace that made Ether's armor shift and chafe against his ancient skin. His body was always racked with an assortment of pains and aches. Such was the fate of being endless. But this constant irritation caused chunks of his flesh to come away when he itched, flesh that would never grow back. As Ether crossed the weighbridge, he glanced below. Miles downward, past floating islands and drifting clouds, he saw clusters of artificial light throbbing and pulsing in the gloom of the world's surface. For this story, dear reader, takes place in the first Cadaver Crusade, when Emberian cities still thrived. Ether's steed had stopped. He looked up to see a humble dwelling. Not a few decades old, smoke rose from its chimney, betraying its mortal inhabitants. Lord Arded would be pleased. He dismounted and drew his sword. Though his stomach growled, he would not feed today. Fresh meat was to be procured and returned to the war party. Rations were then distributed fairly. That said, Ether had long suspected that his lord liked to keep his troops hungry, to cloud their judgment and foster their rage. The door buckled behind his weighty easy enough. A boy stood before him, bewildered. Ether's sword slid gently between the boy's ribs and he crumpled to the floor. Elsewhere, a woman screamed, a familiar sound of late. An old man burst forth and impaled Ether with a spear. This was somewhat irritating, as his chest was already so full of holes that it whistled in strong wind. Ether grabbed the man by the throat. And raised his sword to strike, but something stopped Ether. As he looked at the man, he felt a stirring inside him. Something about those eyes. It was like looking into a cloudy mirror. Could it be? The old man had stopped struggling against Ether's grip, for the same distant recollection had dawned upon him as well. The old man swallowed, stuttered, then croaked. "Father?" Ether's grip relaxed. He dropped the man. He dropped the sword. A horror engulfed him, the first glimmer of true emotion he had felt in a long time. Before he knew what had happened, a woman had picked up his sword and chopped off his head. The world rushed to meet him with a thud. He lay there, blinking slowly as his family hacked his body to pieces. They buried Ether in the garden, in a gesture of undeserved respect. He kept his face motionless, so they thought him truly dead. He was too cowardly to do otherwise. It was a shallow grave, and sounds of the forest filtered down to him. When the guilt and shame subsided, he felt a kind of peace, being so close to the house he once loved. Family. Son. He mouthed the words in the dirt, to an audience of worms and insects. But one day, or night, he knew not, he awoke from his mindless stupor to the sound of flames and screams. He listened to the cries, the carnage, the terror, but the silence that followed was worse. Then voices, movement, dazzling light. He was pulled from the dirt by his hair, held aloft by the grip of Lord Arded himself. The bastard's grin was a gash that spread from ear to ear. "Well, well," he said, "what have we found here?" Ether looked past his lord, to the smoldering house in the distance. 3 fresh corpses were lying neatly in a row. Okay, so all the zombie people are just people. And they, I wonder what makes them endless. What gets them to be afflicted by this? Like, was like, their family is going to be eaten, but if they're eaten and there's, like, bones left, do the bones get eaten? Like, at what point do these things lose their sentience? Like, sure, you chopped it up, but how much would you have to chop or break up a zombie guy? Like, once they're full skeleton, is that it? Is the skeleton still around? How much could you break a skeleton so it not be... I wonder if they'll actually answer that. Yo, hey Flashy, how's it going? The ghosts rise around in the air, recoiling from some unseen terror. "Your
nails, teeth, tearing, bursting, clawing at your flesh. Can you feel it? Oh, the agony. It's okay, you're safe. Nothing's attacking you. Do you know that you're a ghost? A ghost? Yes, I know. I know. Not all mankind know their fate, but I do. Still, I cannot escape the moment that birthed me. I will always bear that trauma. The ghost is silent for a moment, wincing in pain. Say, mortal, do you want to know a secret? Yes. See those cliffs over there? They hide a graveyard buried deep underground. One of many. A spell of illusion conceals the entrance. During the great devouring that endless gave to their hunger, they had held on to their remorse, their shame, so they buried their victims far out of sight. My body lies behind those cliffs, somewhere.
So what you're saying is, if I go here and over here, if I go here and I can equip slug the back of my brain. Give that a nice good squelching in the back of my brainstem. I can see the hidden paths. Well, let's see if I can actually find them or not. It is going to slowly drain my mana while I have it here, but I don't see anything I can just see right away. Yeah, what was it? Which only allow them to look upon. No, wait, not that one. The glistening mouth parts of the creature base your skull for the love's lingering kiss. Bonding with a squirming leech opens your eyes to the mysteries of the unseen and illusionary at a small ongoing cost of your mana. Yeah. So if there is a secret path, I can see it, but it is draining my mana pretty quickly. So. I mean, if it doesn't care, if it's has mana to drain and it just always works, then we'll be fine, but oh wait, actually, do those bridges not exist if I take this off the back of my head? Let me see. No, those bridges are still there. I wonder what is and is not seen by having that on. Bar from the other side. Okay. That probably comes down from the sepulchre. Not interactable, I guess? Oh, no, you're an enemy. Alright, hold up. I thought you were going to be someone to talk to, especially when you weren't moving. Ouch. You know what? I do have some ammunition. And by some, I mean 245 ammunition. Aha, I have come down here and slayed these things. What does it mean? I don't know. Oh, wait, no, here we go. This is what it was leading me to. Aha, perfect. The save machine. That's what I was looking for. Don't know where else this leads to. Oh, it keeps going down. Oh, this goes really far down. Oh, to like a mine, maybe? All right, cool, perfect. Well, this is a good spot as any then. We'll go do some more exploring tomorrow, and I'll get to the main city. We'll get some quests and everything, but this is where I'll stop for the day. It was really good being able to finish up all the quests in the Mechanical City. I kind of want to see if I go back, if I talk to more people, if there's going to be an update to everything that went on. But that might be just an update to what happened to the world after the game ends. You know how it usually gives like a sprawl of what's been going on with your choices. So I hope it does do that later on. But yeah, I'm still really much enjoying the lore and the questing in this game. And getting to a new area has been really fun. Especially since it does have its own very unique and very gothic look. I like it a lot. Oh, hey. Somebody's been here the whole time, listening to me. Anyway. Alright, well, we'll talk to him next time. So, good night, everybody. We'll see y'all tomorrow.